Well, moments to milestones, that is the focus of this month's Connect with Cook. Too often, the road to success is long, has a lot of turns and stops, so today we encourage you to pull over at some of the rest stops and enjoy the view. Here with more now is Dr. Heather Cook. Always good to have you on the show.
Yeah, great to be here once again.
Like that road analogy, right?
I love the road analogy because when we think about goals, we just think of it's the line. Yes. We start here and we finish here. And life is just like you said, lots of twists and turns and detours and ups and downs. And we know that, but we don't think about it that way when we're looking at a goal or we're looking in a way to be productive. It's like, here we go. Straight line.
I know, because that's the fastest way to, you know, from point A to point B.
It's what you put on paper. It's the straight line. You don't ever put any of the detours down on paper.
No, but they happen all the time.
Yes.
And so your thought is we really need to have those little mini successes so that we can keep pushing.
Well, you have a moment, and then it's fleeting. What do you do with that moment? So the bad ones, you got to let go of those. And the positive ones, you have to start collecting. Because what happens over time is those moments do build up, and it leads to the milestone. So what milestone are you creating? Because sometimes what happens is you have that bad moment, and you're like, okay, I'm done. I can't do this. I can't lose the 10 pounds. I can't, you know, do the big goal that I wanted to. I can't drink more water. It happens, you know. But that's one time. So if we let that go and keep going, then we're going to start collecting some of the good things that do happen in our life, and then it leads to a milestone that you actually wanted to happen. Because what happens to us sometimes is we keep thinking about the negative, and that keeps getting in our way. So that detour, like we just get so bogged down by the detour. There are detours that happen all the time, and sometimes they're needed. It helps us learn more. It actually helps us grow. And so we talked before about how, you know, in culture, it's about suitable for growth. That's what an actual scientific version is suitable for growth. We want to grow. We feel good about it. We set these goals for ourselves, and then we always let those detours and the winding road get to us. Why do we do that?
I don't know. So we should embrace the windy road.
Well, I think that it's okay, because if you got the big goal, you can be almost overwhelmed by that. But if you've got these little baby goals and these small starts, the winding road doesn't bog you down as much, because you had little goals that you're building this momentum of, oh wow, I can have confidence in this really big goal because I took these little steps along the way.
And you have, of course, we talk about this in big pictures, but there are so many different goals in our life that we set, whether it's professionally, personally, with friendships, with children, with family. So kind of keeping it all straight and navigating all these different roads.
Well, in my book, I have a chapter called Compartmentalize Your Crap.
I like that.
And sometimes you do. It's like it's just so overwhelming to think about in this really big global sense. But if you break it down into those baby goals, then today I'm only thinking about family, and today I'm only thinking about work, or today I'm only thinking about getting to the grocery store. Whatever it happens to be, if you break it down, then you do a better job.
And I find that if we don't leave everything to the weekend, you know, sometimes we just try to get through the week, and then you look at your weekend tasks and they're a little overwhelming. So we've started to break our stuff into weekdays, because you know what, you can get a lot done during the week.
You can, and if you just have 2 minutes left, what's one little thing that you could knock off your task list? Instead of just going ahead and heading on, take that 2 minutes and knock something out. And then over time, you're just building that momentum to really be productive in your day.
I love that. Are you still doing your daily sort of videos and everything online so we can tune in and
here
get
and
more?
There?
Yeah, I need more.
Thank you.
No, but I love that you pick these topics and you really help us to kind of think through things and keep us on track.
Well, moments to milestones. You know, your moments, your collection of moments, and what you choose to keep with you is going to determine your milestone.
See, I love it. She's so good. ConnectWithCook.com. You can find more videos, great pieces of advice to help us all stay on track. And I don't know if you noticed, you didn't because your back is to them, but Chris and Bull were really learning a lot while we were talking. I saw you over there shaking your head like, you know, they really make sense. You got some good stuff out of it, didn't you guys?